the armies gathered together on the battlefield. There were 11 Akshohinis, 11 divisions from the side of the Kauravas and 7 from the side of the Pandavas. Before the battle was about to begin, Arjun requested Shree Krishna, "Please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I can take a look who are gathered here and whom do I have to fight in this battle." Shree Krishna pulled the chariot in between, and Arjun saw on the other side his respected elders, his worshipable seniors, his relatives, his cousin brothers, his uncles, people almost as respectable as his grandfather, his gurus in military science. Seeing them, Arjun became totally dejected. He said, "My lord, do I have to kill them? They are worthy of my worship. I do not wish to kill them. If by killing them I am going to get a kingdom, I would rather not get this kingdom. I would rather live by begging. I don't even now know whether it's desirable to win the war or to lose the war." So he became totally bewildered. And in that state, he took shelter of the Lord. Arjun is starting this chapter with a question. Through this dialogue, Arjun has asked 16 sets of questions. So this is the 5th one. He says, "O Lord, you praised the renunciation of works, and you also praised work in devotion. Now please tell me conclusively which of these two paths is better."
Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 5. Verse chanting is followed by translation and commentary by Swami Mukundananda.
Arjuna uvacha sannyasam karmanam Krishna punar yogam cha shansasi yach chhreya etayor ekam tanme bruhi su-nishchitam.
Arjun said, "O Shree Krishna, you praised karma sanyās, the path of renunciation of actions, and you also advised to do karma yoga, work with devotion. Please tell me decisively which of the two is more beneficial." Chapter 5 is Karma Sannyas Yoga. Shree Krishna covers huge ground in this chapter. While we delve into it, do bear in mind that the Gita is a philosophical treatise, and hence it addresses the bigger questions in life. Like, who am I, why am I here, and what is my ultimate goal? And then, of course, the practical applications of those in day-to-day living. So, Shree Krishna has previously explained that, Arjun, you are not the body, which is constantly changing and which is perishable. You are the eternal soul. He also says that the soul is an internal part of God. So that makes it self-evident that the goal of the soul is God realization. That is the ultimate goal of human life. How to reach the supreme destination. The body is made from Maya, from the material energy. It is a part of the world. Now as long as we are in the bodily concept of life, our bodily duties are so important, duties to family, to nation, to community. But the moment you think I am the soul, now you are of the family of God. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva. Your father is God, your mother is God. Tvameva sarvam. You are my everything, O Lord. So the supreme duty now takes priority. And that is your duty to God. The Vedas realize that not everybody will be at this level. You don't start off with a postgraduate degree. You can only start from kindergarten and move up one class at a time. And hence the Vedas have described the worldly duties while we are in the world. But they have also said that once you are established on a spiritual level and have connected with God, then these worldly duties, they start losing importance. Agyayaivam gunan doshan maya dishtana peswakan dharman santyajya sarvan mam bhajet sacha sattamaha. In the Bhagavatam, Shree Krishna says that Uddhav, there are many rules and regulations and do's and don'ts in the scriptures. But their purpose is to help you connect with God. And once that connection is established, you can veritably throw away all these rules and regulations. Naradji says, Vedanapi sanyasyati. Reject all these rules and regulations now. You're established in paradharma, which is bhakti. So there's one aparadharma, your worldly duties, and there is one paradharma, your spiritual duties. In the worldly duties, the varnashram dharma talks about 5. Your debt to the ancestors, pitri rin. Your debt to the celestial gods who are providing rain, etc. That is dev rin. Your debt to all the human beings, to Thomas Edison who invented the electric bulb, etc. So this is the nririn, your debt to the sages who have been guiding humankind from behind the scenes for so many ages. That is the rishirin. And your debt to all living beings, the earthworm who fertilizes the soil and the bees who pollinate the plants, that is bhutarin. So if somebody doesn't recognize the value of all of these and says, I did it, I am this and I am that, then that person is highly ungrateful, doesn't realize that so many people have contributed to where we are today and what we do today. Hence in the varnashram dharma, there are processes to discharge yourself from bhutrin. You feed the ants. You must be seeing people going and feeding ants and feeding the birds. You worship the ancestors and so on and so forth. But then, also the Bhagavatam says, Devarshi bhutapta nrinam pitrinam na kinkaro nayamrini charajan. If one discharges the supreme debt to God, If one waters the root of all creation, then there is no need of fulfilling the debts to everybody else. It's just like if you want the water to reach all the leaves of a tree, you don't have to go and water every leaf, you just water the roots. In this case, the root is Bhagavan. So when you learn to engage in loving devotion to Bhagavan, you are discharged of all these debts. So in this Bhagavad Gita, Shree Krishna has talked about two paths. One is karma yoga and one is karma sannyas. A karma yogi is one who is in the world, of the world, but while living in the world is engaged in spiritual sadhana. And then there is a karma sannyasi. Karma sannyasi is one who has renounced the world and is only engaging in spiritual sadhana. So this chapter 5 talks about the relative merits and demerits of both these paths and gives us some idea which path should we take. Should we remain in the world and do our devotion, or should we renounce the world and become a Swamiji somewhere or Deviji somewhere? Well, let's see what Shree Krishna says and what Arjun asks him. First verse. Arjun said, O Shree Krishna, you praised karma sannyas, the path of renunciation of actions, and you also advised to do karma yoga, work with devotion. Please tell me decisively which of the two is more beneficial. So Arjun's question is that Shree Krishna, you told me that Arjun, do your duty. You are a warrior, your duty is to remain here and fight the war. But then you also told me in the last chapter ending that if somebody has connected with God, then no duties remain. Then it is just your supreme duty. So you have recommended karma sannyas, and you have also recommended karma yoga. Now naturally this confusion is there. One cannot practice both of them. It's like saying that bring the light and the darkness together. They will never be together. So yach, chhreya, which of these, O Shree Krishna, is shresht, is superior? Tanme bruhi su-nishchitam. Please explain this to me without a doubt. Arjun has placed his question because it is impossible to follow both paths together. Hasab thuthai or phula abgalu. Dui ki hui ikasang bhualu. Just try doing these two things together. Laugh loudly and also swell your cheeks. You cannot, because swelling the cheeks requires you to close your mouth and laughing loudly requires you to open the mouth. So just as these two cannot be done together, Shree Krishna, what is the meaning of your equivocal instructions? Now let it be clear.